What's the difference between authentic vintage and replicas? Imagine walking into a shop filled with clothing that looks like it's from a different era. Now, how do you tell if those pieces are truly from the past or just made to look like they are? That's what we're here to find out. When you're shopping for vintage fashion, understanding the difference between authentic vintage and replicas can help you make smarter choices. Authentic vintage clothing means it was actually made during the era it represents. These pieces are usually at least 20 to 30 years old. They carry real history with fabrics, styles, and construction methods from that time. For example, a vintage dress from the 1960s might have a specific cut, a certain type of fabric like silk or wool, and details like hand-sewn hems or metal zippers that were common back then. These items often show signs of age, like slight fading or minor imperfections, which add to their charm. Authentic vintage is also labeled with era-specific tags or sizing systems that are different from today's standards. On the other hand, replicas are modern garments made to look like vintage pieces. They are newly produced, often with contemporary fabrics and manufacturing techniques. A replica might mimic the style of a 1950s dress but could use plastic zippers or modern sizing that fits differently. They are designed to give you the vintage look without the age or fragility of real vintage items. Replicas are usually more affordable and easier to find, making them popular for people who want the vintage vibe without the hunt or concern about wear and tear. When shopping, check the labels and construction details. Authentic vintage will often have metal zippers, hand stitching, and fabrics that match the period. Look for signs of natural aging like slight fabric fading or small imperfections, which are hard to fake. Replicas tend to look newer, with uniform stitching and modern materials. Style details can also help. For example, vintage pieces might have specific hem lengths, button styles, or belt designs that are true to the era. Replicas might tweak these details to modern tastes. If you want to truly connect with fashion history and support sustainability, authentic vintage is a great choice. But if you prefer convenience and a more accessible price point, replicas can give you that vintage look with less hassle. Remember, always examine labels, construction, and signs of age to tell the difference. Knowing these facts helps you shop smarter and find pieces that truly match your style and values.